Hello, this is James Hamilton. I'm streaming live on Facebook. Hold on for 1 second while I share this stream to change.org. Okay, it looks like I'm going to have to update this stream later on. But currently, this is James Hamilton, and the reason for this blog right here, Estrella Adult Daycare. That's the back end of it right there. And for today's broadcast is about integrity. You know, I posted several videos. Some of them contain recordings of what happened there at the daycare. The director, using a loud voice, brought race in the scenario by saying I was taking advantage of being African American. Just by saying that makes it a racially charged conversation with a client. I was also told that I was hiding behind a disability. No, I'm not hiding behind a disability. I do have a disability. It also, and she also raised the issue in which was the client assaulted. Yes, the client was assaulted. I seen it. But they was trying to convince me that that was a lie, that I was a liar, that nobody was assaulted. No, wow, I know that ain't true. I seen it. And then just 3 weeks after this whole situation happened, clients were discharged, including myself, for reporting abuse in adult daycare. I recently posted on change.org a list of alternative daycares where you could send your clients if you feel that you cannot trust Estrella Adult Daycare. If you feel that you cannot trust that place, and that's up to you. It's a family choice in which you have to make, that if you can't trust that place, there are alternatives to that daycare here in San Antonio. Down the street from Estrella, right here on Mayfield Drive, there's a daycare center called the Axe. And not too further from the Axe, there's another daycare called Living Days on South Cross. Those are two alternatives to Estrella Adult Daycare. And I'm sure there's another one on South Cross, and there's one on Pleasanton. These places could be a better fit for you and your family. Currently, Estrella, however you want to pronounce it, they have trouble with telling the truth. They have an employee there by the name of Lisa that has a habit of raising her voice. They have a lady that works in the kitchen, and her behavior had changed, so I'm not going to mention her name. That used to have a problem with anger, with raising the voice, with getting loud. That's something that should never be tolerated in adult daycare. Getting loud and angry and screaming at a client. That's abuse on the disabled. And no, unlike what the administrator, Mr. Davila, has said, they cannot say whatever they want. Can you imagine a community or a daycare in which the staff members could say whatever they want, no matter how abusive the words they use, and the clients can't say nothing in response to that without getting in trouble? See, that's the type of environment that the daycare is creating. It's a hostile environment in which the director, the employees, they could behave any way they want. And suffer no consequences. But the moment somebody speaks out on client abuse, the moment somebody speaks out on the behavior of a staff member, as soon as that happens, they could get loud, they could get belligerent with you. And that's been going on at the daycare. Primary example is Lisa, the employee Lisa. She's belligerent. And then her excuse is, well, this is just how my voice sounds. Unfortunately, the standard in which the state gives toward the behavior of employees is service with a smile. We don't supposed to see your attitude. Now, I understand a lot of people have personal problems. A lot of people have health issues or whatever. But, you know, when dealing with a client, you don't know how they're going to perceive you being belligerent with them. If you get angry and yell at a client, you know, have you ever thought that they're suffering the same type of behavior at home? You know, because, you know, taking care of the disabled person is stressful. And it's so stressful, so sometimes those parents yell. Sometimes there are confrontations in the home. Daycare is an opportunity for you can take a break from the caregiver or a family member, and the family member could take a break from you, and then you could be around other people and do activities and have a good meal and a snack. That's what daycare is for. You know, and people in the disabled community, sometimes that's all they have. It's daycare, and that's what they look forward to daily. Not too many people got, you know, the big screen TVs and stuff I got up in here, and you know, all this other stuff. You know, not too many people have that stuff, to really think about it, a lot of times when you go to daycare, you look forward to seeing that one friend that you knew for years, either from this daycare or from other daycares. Sometimes you grow accustomed to seeing the same faces, doing the same activities every day. You know, that's what goes on through the minds of people that attend adult daycare. It's the environment, it's your friends, and it's getting away from all the daily problems that a person has during the day. But when you have a situation in which you got an employee that's yelling, the first thing that comes to the mind of a client is, why is that person yelling at me? What did I do wrong to make that person yell at me? Yeah, the environment is similar to a jail or a prison. They have signs on the wall telling you to be quiet. You know, and usually if you go to a restroom, there's a toilet right there that's out in the open, and they can come in there and check on you anytime to make sure you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing. Now, that's a daycare. That's not that type of environment. You know, I was watching TV called Lockup, right? And it was this one jail guard. If you want to look up that program, you'll find it on the Discovery Channel, right? It was a group of women all locked together in one place, right? The toilets are out in the open, you know. They have designated areas that they have to be at certain times, right? And then if they do something wrong, they get a write-up or something like that, and they sit in there and talk to a person that puts restrictions on them and everything like that. Sometimes they have signs on the walls in which gives instructions, stay off the wall, or single file line, or stuff similar to that, right? As I was watching this program, the prison guard that's in this program was yelling at these inmates to comply to whatever rules that they set forth. It sounds just like Lisa. I'm looking at this woman that's on this TV show, and it sounded just like Lisa when she barked orders at disabled clients. So I could only assume that Lisa thinks she's a prison guard. They don't even do that in public schools. So why do it to disabled adults? It don't make no sense to me. And I think that as a community, we need to stand in the gap for people with disabilities. Don't allow the people like those folks at the daycare to cover up abuses, right? Sometimes there are clients that are abusing other clients. You need, as a staff member, you need to stand in a gap for the people that are unusually vulnerable. If you see somebody jump up and start beating the hell out of somebody, you would have to act, not cover it up. Now, I know what I've seen, and let me tell you how ironic it is when you lie to people. Eventually, it comes back to haunt you. Just 3 weeks after your first two clients got into it, another set of clients got into a altercation, and I was told that she got a cut on her face. Those of y'all that are watching, can you mentally make a mental picture of a disabled person with Down syndrome or some type of cognitive disorder standing there with either a bruise or a cut on her face because she got assaulted inside an adult daycare? Now, I understand that, it's that other client that decided that he was going to swing. And I don't know the whole story about what happened. And I noticed that they conveniently got rid of those two clients before the state was able to investigate. I understand that, they can't always stop assaults like that, but it proves a point. People get assaulted in that daycare. And a large majority of the time, they try to cover it up. No accountability. They tell lies. And then there's selective sorting of the facts. They sort the facts in a fashion in which during the investigation they look like they're not at fault. 90% of the time when the worst things happen in daycare, most of the employees are sitting on their behinds. I can understand when it's time to leave, they start changing diapers and doing whatever they do. But a large majority of the time, they're sitting on their behinds, or eating, or abusing a client. Another thing I want to talk about is privacy. A lot of clients want their privacy maintained. If they were talking on their cell phone, they don't have to tell you who they're talking to on the cell phone. If a person's sending a text message to somebody on their smartphone, or watching a YouTube video, or Netflix or Hulu or whatever streaming service that they paid their hard-earned money for, well, somebody paid their money for it. They don't want nobody standing over their shoulder. So sometimes you have to respect the client's privacy. If I was in the center watching a YouTube video and another individual come and want to sit over my shoulder and watch it, I would get up and move, because it's privacy. Privacy is being violated at a La Estrella adult daycare. There was a time at the daycare in which, under a previous director, that they confiscated cell phones and tablets. It was a technology-free zone that you cannot have your smart device, especially if it got a camera. You know, that's something that's no longer in effect, but they actually still got the rules on the books that smartphones are prohibited. You know, and because they don't update their policies, it's still on the books, and at any time they could confiscate cell phones. Before I close, those of y'all that I asked to sign this petition, please sign and share this petition with your family members, co-workers, Twitter, Facebook, and whatever other social networks you have to share this on. We need as much publicity as possible to stop some very terrible things that's going on at this daycare. A large majority of y'all will watch this video or read the change.org petition and just decided not to do anything. Somebody else is going to sign. Well, we need your petition. We need you to sign this petition as well. We need you to share it, because if people don't know what's happening at this place, abuses will continue. People with special needs and the elderly are going to continue having to be subjected to abuse. We need to get these people's attention to have a change in policy or a change in operational decisions, right, that would ensure that these people are safe and ensure that the staff members themselves are not throwing people out because they report abuses, or they lying and stuff, which they have a habit of doing. Okay, I'm signing off. But, you know, do something to help the disabled. Sign the change.org petition. And if you see this post on Facebook, share it on Twitter and on your Facebook page. Okay, I'm signing out. Until the next interview, Godspeed.